The Inca Trail is a 26-mile, 4-day, 3-night hike all the way to Machu Picchu. Here's what you can expect from each day with Action Peru treks from someone who just recently completed it. It is recommended that you start by spending 1 to 3 days in Cusco to get used to the elevation before beginning your hike. Cusco is a beautiful city with a lot to do, so we loved it. At 5 a.m. on the day of your hike, you will be picked up directly from your hotel by a private driver from Action Peru Treks, which is super nice.
We're in the van. It's only us two.
Then you have about a 2.5-hour drive, and you'll stop along the way for breakfast, and then you'll pick up your Sherpas who work so hard to carry everything during the hike. After that, you'll reach the famous kilometer 82 and begin your trek.
Weather is perfect. Couldn't ask for better.
Our guide was very informative, and he elevated our experience to be much more than just a hike. The views are incredible the entire time, and every time I looked up, I was in awe. We got to see some Inca sites along the way, including the Yactapata ruins. We hiked almost 9 miles the first day, and then we stopped at our campsite in the evening for some rest. The second day was definitely the hardest. We hiked 10 miles and had to reach 2 separate peaks in one day, the highest being Dead Woman's Pass, which has an elevation of almost 14,000 feet. Here's Nilton, our guide, and Hovenal, one of our Sherpas. We were so excited to make it to the top, and the views were beautiful the whole time. We hiked downhill for a while until lunch, then up again, and after reaching the second peak, we got to see a very cool Inca site called Sayak Marca, and then we headed to our campsite.
It's our third day.
Basically our last day.
We're gonna see Machu Picchu.
On our third day, we hiked about 2 hours to Fuyupata Marca, and then about 2.5 more hours to Intapata, which was one of my favorite views so far. The third day was shorter than the other days, so we only had to hike 40 more minutes before we got to our campsite for the night. The third day ended up being 6 miles, and we were so excited because we knew we'd get to see Machu Picchu the next day. On the fourth and last day of our hike, we hiked 1 hour to the Sun Gate, and we were able to see Machu Picchu from there, which was so exciting. We only had to hike 45 more minutes down to Machu Picchu, and it was absolutely breathtaking and so worth the hike. We got to take lots of photos while we were there, and then we headed down into the ruins for our guided tour of Machu Picchu, which was so cool. We got to pet the llamas that live there, and we learned so much about the history of Machu Picchu. After that, we took the bus down to Aguas Calientes and had our last lunch with our guide, and then headed back on a train to Cusco. Even though the trek was difficult at times, it was so rewarding, and we had the best 4 days with Action Peru treks.